originally helped me that I titled The Alliance. Are these people behind the scenes, some of the movers and the shakers in certain forms of media who put together their resources to create events that we can focus on to see the validity of the reality that we live in, even when it's uncomfortable. Even when it touches on the subject in a way that not only is uncomfortable, but maybe unfamiliar to us. One of those recent movies was the movie Knowing, and I challenge everyone to see it. Nicolas Cage was one of the actors in it, but it dealt with this subject that we're talking about today, the subject that there is higher intelligence out there than us that has a broader agenda than what we can foresee for ourselves. And I think it's one of those movies that people don't completely comprehend unless they see it once or twice, and you need to see it till the very, very end scene to really understand it. Another movie that was kind of a sleeper movie was called Dreamcatchers, and that movie presented several different viewpoints about how we've been contacted, how we've been given information and gifts of information, of being able to see things in different ways to benefit ourselves or our own people, but also to have a different perspective of contact, how that there are entities out there that are good and bad, and that some of them are living amongst us to semi-protect us at times, to try to be our warriors, to be our messengers of information, to try to help us survive this complex universe. It's another movie that I think has to be seen maybe once or twice to really be fully understood, because there are so many nuances, very subtle things depicted in that movie that unless you're careful, you'll miss it, because it's also kind of an action-adventure movie. Yeah. But the reality of it is it deals with E.T. coming to Earth and how we perceive it. Even though we see it one way, the government tries to make us see it in another way. And also the fact that some extraterrestrial life or extra-dimensional life wants us to see them in a certain way, but in reality, that's different. It's being projected in our minds in a different way. So all these complex ideas are being presented to us openly and honestly, but they're being projected in a form that we're not afraid of, which is a movie, which we see as being, fictional. That gives us the ability to embrace it more so than if it was a documentary telling you what happened last week to somebody in his family that, got swallowed up by some alien creature that crawled through their backyard. That just creates fear because we don't have the ability to look at it and really understand it, where a movie gives us the chance to dissect the pieces, paint the mosaic in a clearer way, to give people the opportunity and the time to absorb it and to try to take it into their lives and see how we would feel about that if it was portrayed, in front of our own eyes. So there's a huge value of these theatrical creations, these mosaics of information, because they're taken from real life cases. That's what most people don't understand, is that a lot of these movies, in fact, I would say the majority of movies that have to do with extraterrestrial life are taken from real life cases and scenarios and then extrapolated into a bigger story. You know, not everybody, you know, E.T. is not coming here just to save the planet. Okay? He's not just an environmentalist that wants to sit down and grow little flowers and make nice with all of us.
Right.
There's a dark side to it also, just like there is with humanity and different factions of society. You know, just like we're at war with different countries and different idealisms, there are different races who are at war for territorial achievement. And part of that territory, I believe, is our own life force that's within us all. So,
as if like we're some type of I want to say cattle. Maybe not cattle, but like we're some type of property to them. They believe. I mean, some of.
No, I think some of the negative entities that are out there see us as an acquisition to take away from the other ETs. In other words, they don't want Group A to acquire us, so themselves, Group B, try to get in the way and acquire us.
I got you. I see what you're saying.
But it's not like they're going to enslave us and we're going to be, you know, taken off the camps. I mean, that's where people need to think more broadly. They need to think in a bigger picture. It's the energy. It's our soul energy that is the value. Okay? It's almost like if you look at us as all a spark of energy, of really unique, heavenly, spiritual energy that has a huge significance, okay, as a collective, that's what is important, not just the individual mindset. Okay, not just the fact that one person may grow up to be another Einstein, you know, or another Stephen Hawking. It's the collective value that we have in one hand and the uniqueness that we have in addition. Okay? I don't think we're food. You know, I don't think they're collecting us because we're cattle. We're gonna become food for them. They're just breeding us like we breed chickens. I've never had that feeling from anybody I have ever discussed this with or had conversation with. That is not even an issue. The issue all comes down to this connective life energy, this vibrational harmony that we create in the universe that is this expanded consciousness. That is the value that we have. And we tend to lose sight of that. I think we tend to, as individuals, humans tend to kind of put that on the back burner and save that only for Sundays when they go to church. You know, we think this is spiritualism is only about that. Well, it's not. It's about everything else. It's probably more involved in every single day activity, conscious and unconscious. That's what people are missing.
I've been talking to people and I've been trying to like illustrate to them if you really understood just how powerful you were, I don't know, your whole life might change in the blink of an eye.
That's absolutely true. As soon as you start to realize the connectivity of the energy that is inside of you, as soon as you start to value it, you become a different person. You become almost magnetically attracted to other people and attractive to other people who are like-minded. You know, it's a very weak analogy, but if you go out into a group of people in the street, into the mall, and you sit there with a frown on your face, all depressed, and don't look around, nobody's going to talk to you.
Right.
But if you sit up straight and you smile and you look around and you invite people into your space just from across the road, they will become attracted to your energy.
Right.
And all that I'm talking about now is an expansion on that idea that energy is not only, etherical, it's not only in our minds when we say, oh, we're going to go attract somebody, or we were attracted to somebody, but it's a physical thing. It's a physical science. It's an energy that we hook into, that we link into. And the more we link into that energy, the more it expands our personal space, our personal consciousness, and our community. I mean, it becomes communal. It becomes almost infective. It's an amazing, almost miracle thing. And I think that's one of the reasons why people have so much difficulty grasping that idea. Is they think, well, if it's like that, it's got to be some, foo-foo kind of thing.
Right.
You got to be in some other headspace, to deal with this. Well, you don't. I mean, you just have to open yourself up to it and let it wash over you. And you need to feel it. That's the key. The key is letting yourself go to the point where you can really feel it and embrace it.
Yeah, my own personal experiences have validated that or substantiated that. I'm talking like back 20 years. I mean, I can think back to when I was a teenager, and the stuff that I was thinking about that came to pass later. And that it cannot be a coincidence when it happens more than 3 dozen times.
Since you have been involved with me and my team, you have experienced things that have definitely proven to you that you as an individual are connected and are open to this, and you've seen the reality of a lot of the things that people have only heard about.
Yeah. You
physically have experienced it. You know that I'm not some magician creating some big hoax.
That's absolutely true, but the thing is, some people can just be more open than other people can't. That's when we was talking the other day. I was like, I think some people might be just genetically disposed to just not be accepting of this type of information. Well,
I think you're right. I think, it's not only an openness, but it's also kind of being in tune. Frequency and harmony is about being in tune with a different, with a different feeling. You have to be aware of it, and you have to let it happen.
The physical representation of what I'm talking about is, okay, I'm here, I want to see, or I'm opening myself up to this information, and it happens. Because, that's almost literally what happened with me when I started seeing them here. I felt like a fucking baby. I felt like a baby I just felt like a baby in the arms of the universe as my mother, and I'm like, I can't believe this shit. I'm crying, I'm laughing, I'm seeing this shit, and I'm seeing it, and just continue to do it.
That's right, that's why I said it's a multitude of emotions, and it's not just one of them, it's all of them.
Yeah, it's like
at the same time.
So many different emotions all at once, and you're like, somewhere in the Bible it says something about becoming like a baby born again. And that's what it felt like when I started seeing what I was seeing. Like regularly on the basis, and then I take it to the next step. I'm putting thoughts out there, do this. Can I see this? Can you flash 3 times? I want to see 2 of you. I want to see 3. And then 3 come directly above my head, 3, 4, 5 miles up, and it's just like, they're doing this shit. And I'm like laughing and crying, like, I cannot believe it was that simple.
You must have some technology that could solve our problem. Your problem is not technology. The problem is you.